Well, Joe Biden's choice pick as the Democratic nominee is Kamala Harris, his current vice president. A woman who seems more preoccupied with waffling nonsense, just like someone else in the party.
To see the moment in time in which we exist. During Women's History Month, we celebrate and we honor the women who made history, the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Does she even know what she's saying? To discuss this and more, I am joined by Media Research Centre Vice President Dan Schneider. Dan, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Kamala Harris is now vowing to win the party's nomination. Here she is rolling out one of her many cringeworthy lines.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is a new day. We thank the good Lord it's a new day. Thank God it is a new day. So good to see you. It's me, WJ, on our channel, One Life, Many Seasons. The story continues. Kamala Harris. But this particular video today is really talking about the war, the civil war going on, the internal infighting going on in the Democratic Party. Who is really calling the shot? Specifically talking about the Clintons versus the Obamas. Who is calling the shot? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Because at this point, I don't think neither the Obamas nor the Clintons have come out to endorse Kamala Harris. And until then, you're not official. So let's wait to see what goes on here. This is crazy.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
Oh, really?
You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened.
What is Kamala Harris trying to imply there? Like, I don't understand. She's trying to sound, to me, in my humble opinion, she's trying to sound very, very, as a wise person, trying to advise the little people. You know, sounding very, I don't even know. You tell me, because I'm not sure what she's trying to imply there. Like, what is she saying?
By what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Dan, is this seriously the woman who could possibly be the next president of the United States?
Well, shockingly, it is possible she could be the next president of the United States, Danica. But what we're also understanding...
If that happens, America has officially become a global joke. I didn't think it could get any worse when Biden was in there. But with this, and quite frankly, for me, honestly, I'll say this before we just go back right in. I wouldn't even mind. I'm not in support of the Democratic Party, their policies and stuff. I'm an independent, so I used to be a Democrat. But over time, I started thinking for myself, and I figured, the best decision for me is to be an independent. However, I wouldn't even mind, honestly speaking, if Hillary was the one running. As much as I wouldn't vote for Hillary, but in the event she wins, I would be like, you know what? Okay, I don't really like her policies, but she looks presidential. She looks well seasoned. Hillary at least looks seasoned. And we can see what she's done. We may not agree with everything she's done, but Kamala, for crying out loud, what has she done? Please, people, wake up. What is wrong with us?
here is that there is a massive burden on her shoulders that she is not unburdened by, and that massive burden is named Barack Obama. We are actually still in the beginning of the civil war within the Democrat Party, the Clintons versus the Obamas. And this little civil war has been playing out with the nomination, the presumed nomination of Joe Biden, until Barack Obama began to push him out of the way.
So do you think then others will put their hand up in the Democrats?
I think most Democrats are sitting back trying to figure out if, in fact, Barack Obama has the clout and the ability to force Kamala Harris out of the way. It's a tricky battle because the Democrat Party here in America, of course, is so wed to the DEI effort that on its face it looks like pushing her out of the way would anger the Black Democrat caucus here in our Congress. But with Barack Obama trying to undermine her, anything is possible.
And with
But wait a second. So if Obama succeeds in pushing Kamala out, I wonder what his plan is. Is that where Michelle comes in? Because I've been hearing that for a while now. And honestly speaking, you just heard me say I'd rather Hillary over Kamala, right? Hillary has way more experience. You can't compare Hillary to Kamala. I'm sorry. Two different animals. Hillary just got so many bars ahead of Kamala. Kamala is just... However, if you were to have Kamala and Michelle, I'll pick Kamala. What experience does Michelle have other than being the first lady to Barack Obama? A position you don't get voted in for. It's automatic. You only get one vote to get the first lady's position. That's your husband's vote. She needs just one vote to be a first lady, and she got it from Barack. So Barack is undermining Kamala. So is he trying to get Michelle in? And who is Michelle? We don't know Michelle. We know Barack. We know Obama. But Michelle, I mean, what has she done other than being the first lady in the government? I'll just leave that alone for now.
Biden's announcement, it was clearly not a matter of if, but when. Did the Democrats push Biden out only because America found out about his cognitive state, do you think? I mean, they've been covering it up for years, then led a coup in recent weeks to push him out.
They
right.
did.
He's been impaired for a number of years. During the 2020 election, when we had our COVID election, he was, of course, Biden in the basement, campaigning from the basement. The storyline was that they were letting Donald Trump hang himself. But in fact, anytime we did see Biden speak, we could tell that he was not the same orator that he had been before. I would not have ever called him a gifted orator, but he certainly had the gift of the gab. But in 2020, he had lost that edge. And throughout his administration, we saw that decline rapidly.
And so, I think the Democrats, they strategized this whole thing. And I knew it. I kind of called it. When they came out and said Biden had COVID, I said that was it. That was it. I didn't think it was going to come back. I think that was their strategy to get him away from the media and get Biden out so they could get their agenda in, which they knew about a long time ago, by the way. This is not new. This just did not happen suddenly. They were aware of what was going on. And by the way, do you realize they didn't have any press briefing for the last week or so since Biden's been out? Why was that? Another cover-up. No press briefing. Everybody left in the dark. We don't know what's going on with our president. We don't know where the condition our president is in. No press briefing. And then finally, KJP, Karine Jean-Pierre, shows up. Guess where? The View. That's a topic for another day. The Democrats, they plan all of this. They were not nice to Biden. Biden was treated badly by the Democrats. They knew he was not okay. They made him go on the debate stage with President Trump so they can have their final straw to say, hey, you know what? You are not okay. You can no longer do this. We have our own person. You need to step down. And again, you can see that's why Jill was fighting so hard in the last days, because she knew what was going on behind the scenes. And she was trying to protect her husband. But that was not enough, unfortunately. Hey, when you have the Obamas and the Clintons, the heavy hitters, the big shots in the Democratic Party, you got to go through them. It's sad.
Yes, you're right. It has certainly been a long time coming. Look, the Democrats have accused Trump of being a threat to democracy, yet voters won't even be given a chance to elect a nominee in the primaries. It's been a complete waste of time. Is that lack of official process a threat to democracy now in itself?
Well, of course, selecting the Democrats' next nominee without a single U.S. citizen actually going to the ballot box to vote for him is very undemocratic. I know.
Very undemocratic. Coming from the Democratic Party. You see that? And they're always the one complaining, shouting, a threat to democracy, threat to democracy, threat to democracy. But yet, they never follow the rules. It's always somebody else that is wrong. They never take accountability. What a mess. What a mess.
That many Republicans have tried to call hypocrisy. I doubt that argument is going to resonate with the American public. They will think that that the Democrats ought to be able to have somebody running who can put two brain cells together. But you are right, Danica. This is a very undemocratic process that the Democrats are pursuing right now. It sort of calls a lie to the name of their own party. It's an undemocratic Democrat party.
What do the Democrats and media have to do to redeem themselves after years of lying to Americans?
Well, Americans have a short memory, Danica. It will not take long before this is a thing in the past. Our legacy media here in the United States will very aggressively push whoever the ultimate nominee is for the Democrats. The media here will rally behind that person to try to prevent Donald Trump from being reelected to the presidency. And then, frankly, regardless of how this next election turns out, the media will continue to push against Republicans supporting the Democrat, and we're gonna be back to the same situation within 12 months of this next election.
There you have it. There you have it. The Democratic Party likes to present themselves like they have it all together. But time always will tell. And time has told. The behind the scenes, they don't want us to know. A whole lot of chaos going on behind the scene in the Democratic Party. They are not united. They are divided right now. So do not pay attention to their tricks, trying to, cajole you. Pay attention, make up your own mind. Who is really calling the shot? Who is calling the shot in the Democratic Party? Is it the Clintons or the Obamas? The big shots. Time will tell. Thanks for stopping by. It's me again, WJ on our channel, One Life, Many Seasons. It's me, WJ on our channel, One Life, Many Seasons. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be coming back with more pieces. You know how we like to wrap this up, just to remind ourselves. We just like to remind ourselves that we always remember we got one life with many seasons. Let's make the best of it. Thanks again for stopping by. I'll see you soon. God bless you.